What the architects of our wants-based society understood is that sex sells. We can all pretend like we're prim and proper, but at the end of the day, every action we make, every decision we make, whether consciously or subconsciously, is all in the pursuit of the dirty squirty, so to speak. This is precisely why the sex industry has sort of proliferated into the mainstream. What used to be snuff has evolved, and for the first time since like the 70s or the 80s, you know, when porn was playing in movie theaters, I think we're really at a point where sex and sexual expression is acceptable in a way. It's not to say the moralistic stuff is not existent. There's plenty of people who get on your ass about anything, but I mean, it's more accepted now. Desire is the ultimate want. So it only makes sense that with desire being the ultimate want, that's what you'd sort of play on in a wants-based society, you know? It's been done in advertisements, films. If I'm recalling correctly, and I'm pretty sure I am, it was actually used to normalize smoking amongst women. Roll the clip, Jamie.
Even George Washington Hill, the advertising genius who made Lucky Strikes America's best-selling cigarettes, couldn't figure out how to break through the social barriers that kept women from smoking. So he turned to a public relations genius, Edward Bernays.
He said, "We have a problem. We're losing half the market in America." So I said, before I can offer you a suggestion or a recommendation, I would like your authority to visit Dr. A. Brill, who was the leading psychoanalyst of his time. I went to Dr. Brill and I said, "Can you tell me what cigarettes mean to women?" He said, "Cigarettes to women are torches of freedom, and they titillate the erogenous zones of the lips." I decided we would get debutantes to light torches of freedom in the Easter parade to protest man's inhumanity to women. Within 6 weeks, smoking became an accepted pattern for women throughout the United States.
This is why the study of a sex-based platform holds value. Sexuality is an intrinsic part of the human experience. YouTube is like the premier video hosting website / platform, and it itself, like, you don't really have to search hard to find stuff that's just like blatantly either like explicit or is leading towards something explicit. Even then, YouTube is just a drop in the bucket in terms of monetization. This is where we enter the zone we know as OnlyFans.
Long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, OnlyFans was created. Primitive acts committed by human beings, for everyone's viewing pleasure, can be seen on the big TV screens, or your cum-stained computer monitor. I love spending all my life savings on OnlyFans. It's better than watching Sam Pepper's pinch prank, sexual ASMR, or regular porn. But no one notices me. When I give them my undivided attention, they don't notice me. How dare they? No one else gives as much money as I do. All women are the same, how dare they not notice my offering? I spend all the time aside from OnlyFans complaining on the Reddit, complaining on hot Twitch streamer picture Discord servers and begging for the moderation status there, or all those nights that I Photoshop myself next to my favorite OnlyFans model. I feel special, and should be treated as such, because I'm going out of my way to spend money and not viewing the free stuff on any of the porn sites, or even YouTube if the algorithm doesn't detect it. Come to think of it, I am the best man ever. I treat women right, and these OnlyFans models need to start noticing me. I will do everything in my power to make them notice me. Even if that requires me to stalk their social media, show up uninvited, or maybe even—
Stop right there. But yes, you, no need to turn around. There aren't any other incels here, are there, mother fuckers? Hey, yeah? Right. As you know, it was our plan to masturbate to the OnlyFans porno. But I ran out of the lotion. Anyway, if there's one thing I love, it's a fat, juicy ass under the OnlyFans webpage. I wish I was in the scene in question. Teachers sometimes ask me, why don't we go to OnlyFans? We could spend all day there looking at the videos for your birthday treat. Anyway, the incels, what are you doing, jacking? What does your mother say about that? You live with her after all. Ha! You incels, sounds like you have a lollipop stuck in your ass.
2 to the 1, 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good tree.
Today's the day. My OnlyFans is now available through the link in the description below. As promised, the deal is now complete. And the first of 3 drops of tasteful nudes is now available for purchase, the proceeds of which will all be going to charity. They'll be split evenly between the Cincinnati Children's Hospital in my hometown of Cincinnati and the World Food Program, because if you're going to quench your thirst, we might as well try to feed some people. So, that's literally it, and I know that none of you are even here anymore. You've already clicked on that link, so why am I still talking? Sorry it was late. I wasn't able to get in my office until just now, for reasons that shall remain unknown because no one is listening to me anymore. Okay.
Fuck you, motherfuckers. I don't care about you incels. Markiplier has come back here starting creative work in many different kinds of ways, like OnlyFans videos. What do you do? You masturbate. You are crying on the internet. And a bitch about a woman who would take off their clothes. Would you believe it, the little pig? Get the fuck out, incels. Right, time to bounce. A bitch.
First things first, well, second technically, but it's important to understand that OnlyFans isn't a pornographic platform. I mean, that's what it's become synonymous with, but that's not what it was originally intended for. What it is something more akin to like Patreon, where you have a direct link between the consumer and the producer. And I mean, yeah, the people at the website, they obviously take their cut. We talked about this in the last video that I made about OnlyFans, but it is the closest we'll get to like, you know, free market, sort of. It's different, but it exists. You know, it's there. It's really important to understand that with OnlyFans, there's not really like a proper search function like you'd see on any other website, presumably to maintain, you know, some form of privacy for those who want it. You can't just like go onto OnlyFans and be like, I want to see this, and it'll pop up like on YouTube or something. You kind of got to know the person's name. So that's a benefit and also a negative, but that's sort of what establishes OnlyFans as a platform as opposed to just like a hosting site. I know it's going to sound a little hypocritical when I said that YouTube is not really, you know, the bee's knees when it comes to monetization, but in coordination with something like OnlyFans, it is definitely a way to drive viewership. You'll see what I'm talking about shortly. So before you get on your moral high horse and you get all, oh, but Daddy J, we don't want to debase ourselves online. Well, do understand that everything you do, everything you post, all of that stuff is being profited from, whether you like it or not. We're being debased just by getting online these days. It is not it's not a pretty world that we live in, or we live in hyper-capitalism. It's just a lot of people refuse to see it as a hyper-capitalistic society. So with that in mind, the fact that we're all, you know, being used whether we like it or not, I'm pretty sure that the people who are making like, you know, 30-40 grand a month are certainly wiping away their tears with their mountains of cash. You know, I don't want to say that everything's about cash, but we do live in a capitalistic society, so essentially everything is about cash. And that's exactly why I feel OnlyFans is the last bastion of hope for a truly democratized platform. It's open to anybody. Everybody makes what they make. There's not some like predatory scheme for people. You set your price and, you know, people pay. So It's transparent. There's so much capital involved that like you can't help but get like a little patriotic tear and like imagine that if the founding fathers could see us now, they'd be like, oh, good shit. I hope you enjoyed this one.